Really frightening scene at a local racetrack after a sprint car loses control, slams into photographers on the infield.
Brittany Weir is at Wayne County Speedway in Orville with the very latest.
The Wayne County Speedway was filled with fans and photographers last night, and what should have been another exciting night of that sprint car racing quickly turned frightening in just a matter of seconds. An out-of-control sprint car left the track and slammed into 3 photographers who were working right in the infield. 2 of them were taken to the hospital in critical condition. It happened during Ohio Sprint Speed Week. 3 freelance photographers were working in the infield when a sprint car lost control and crossed the front straightaway directly into them.
As the photographers were taking pictures of the crash in turns 1, they didn't notice the out-of-control car coming in there, and then they got struck.
19 News spoke to Jason Flory, the Speedway promoter, on the phone. He said the photographers had their backs turned shooting this crash when the second car came at them from behind. They never saw it coming.
I've never seen anything like this. I've seen it on social media at other places, but I've never been part of it at the Speedway Wayne County. We've been very fortunate not to have, major incident like this.
2 were critically injured. One, identified as Kyle Henline with Ohio Motorsport Photography, was rushed to the hospital by Apple Creek Fire Department. He broke his tibia and fibula in his right leg. A second was airlifted by MedFlight. You can see the helicopter on scene in this video. A third photographer suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the car was not hurt.
We feel for those people. Those are my friends as well.
Wayne County Speedway is pushing back on social media rumors. Flory wants people to know the injured were not spectators in the grandstands. They were freelance photographers working inside the infield.
There was some rumors going around that a sprint car had went through the fence, and that's not true.
After emergency crews cleared the scene, the events resumed.
The show was completed, of course, with heavy hearts and lots of thoughts and prayers to the people that were injured.
And Jason said they are reviewing their policy for those who work on the infield, and changes are coming. However, he does want to note that no track can be 100% risk-free. In Wayne County, Brittany Weir, 19 News.